Hello, hello. I'll get better at this, I promise. I have done online courses, never with as many people as there are in this one. Um, I live most of my life on Google. I'm not a huge fan of D2L. I will use it for quizzing, most quizzing. But as is the case with many things on the internet, you can go from any location to another location in multiple ways. I like to have my courses open so people can see them, and therefore I don't tend to put too much behind the curtain of D2L. So here we are on proverbial Google, and I want to get to my personal homepage, and I am Tim Cannon. And I would throw in Scranton because you see that Tim Cannon that's down here. He's also from Pennsylvania. For some reason, the land down under New Zealand and Australia, they think I'm him, and he implants electronic devices under his skin. I think it's pretty weird. And I've been contacted by a few people from New Zealand and Australia about him. So throw in the Scranton, and you will get to me. And there I am, Tim Cannon's homepage. And that's me. Um, I'm a big fan of evolution. Evolution is, well, it's relevant to everything, and it's certainly relevant to this course. Um, I have a quote here. It's not really a quote because it's modified. Nothing in psychology makes sense except in the light of evolution. That really is derived from a famous theologian. Nothing in biology makes sense except in the light of evolution. And biology is the study of life. And we're alive, and it's relevant. It will come up. There'll be a little bit of testing on it, nothing too serious. Um, so my office is in AMH, but because of COVID and an idiosyncratic medical condition I have, I'm waiting for a bone marrow transplant. Um, you probably will not see me in the flesh because I'm vulnerable and I'm trying to stay alive. There are two phone numbers there. One is my office, but that automatically goes to my cell. I prefer my cell, but don't call my cell until you text my cell saying you'll call, because I don't answer phone calls from strangers. Um, so I'm happy to talk. It's just I need to know who I'm talking to. So I have a campus email address right there. That automatically forwards like my phone calls to my Google or my Gmail account. So I prefer that you just use that. Um, we won't be having live advising. I used to require you guys to come in and visit me so we would see each other and know each other. That's not going to happen. This is a picture of one of our brain bees. That's me over there several years ago. That's the very good nature Dr. Waldeck there. Oh, and while I'm looking at this, let me just remind you that this course cannot be taken by psychology majors or minors either, because we have courses that are more substantial for majors and minors. Of course, neuroscience majors should not take this either. So there's general links up top, none of which is this course, and then links to courses I teach. So this will take us to the homepage for drugs and behavior. There'll be some redundant information here. This top link is only for me. that gives me access to the textbook. So there's no reason for you to use it, but whenever I teach, I use the textbook. I mean, you paid a bunch of money for this, I assume, and I want you to feel like it was worth it. Plus, I'm a huge believer in book learning. If you can't be an independent learner, you're going to be in trouble. You can't grow up to be a disciple too easily. You have to learn to problem solve and learn independently. I'm certainly here to help. I want to help. I love this topic. I teach an advanced course in uh, uh, neuroscience and an advanced course in psychopharmacology, both of which are related to this. I'm nuts for it. So I'd like to help, but you really have to try to problem solve. And if you have a question about the textbook, be prepared to tell me the text that you're confused by. Don't just say I don't understand chapter 2. So that gets me to the textbook. This is a little, I won't test on this. This is just what we should be looking for in a good university. And I went to the University of Scranton. I've taught at the University of Scranton for my entire professional teaching life. I'm a huge fan. I hope you like it half as much as I do. This link hopefully will take you back to my homepage if you want to go there. Of course, that's where we came from. So that worked as it should have. Over on the left, we have a table of contents. Last time I checked, this didn't work, but we can check today. This will take you to D2L. And of course, you have to log in. And then I'll get a push. These pushes used to last for days. I don't know why they don't anymore. So I've approved it. And there we are. So hopefully things work here. This link should take us back to where we just came from. Yay, team. So my links are working pretty well today. This week we're doing the syllabus and chapter 1. So let's take a look at the syllabus. So there's my office where I won't be, but I'll be here and I'll be available by phone. And if you want to Zoom, I don't Zoom much. We can do that too. And there's virtual office hours on D2L. We can do that 3. The only time I won't do that is if I'm driving to or from Johns Hopkins, or I'm sitting in Moses Taylor getting a blood infusion, which takes like 3 hours, because it's rude to be talking in a public space. There's the textbook again. There's my Gmail account, my homepage, D2L. The text is only for me. My cell phone, my office, redundant information there. I don't want this course to be too much sociology. It's really supposed to be a natural science, so I will bend the arc in that direction. Although there is some, certainly some socially relevant issues in here. Chapter 1 has a lot. So here's a look at what the objectives are of the course and what we'll be doing. There's weekly quizzes. I don't use big exams anymore except for the comprehensive final. You may wonder why. It has nothing to do with online. I've been doing this for years. I do many quizzes because there's a science to education, and the science to education says that you should be tested regularly. So that's what I do. Then you may say, well, if I'm being tested regularly, why is there a comprehensive final? Because there's a science to education, and the science to education says if you have a comprehensive final, you will learn more in the course and you will retain more from the course. And if learning is not what we're here for, I really don't know what we're here for. So there's weekly quizzes and a comprehensive final. The quizzes and the final will help with this. The book is well written. It it makes you think. It's a good book. It's a solid book. It's the first time I've tested from it. Ethical and social, those are addressed in the book, and socially relevant issues will be brought up in there. And there's some emphasis on drugs in college student populations, so that's socially relevant. Communication, I've been making you guys create mini lectures and record them on YouTube for, I don't know, 5 or 6 years. You guys never seem to have trouble with this, so I'm assuming you won't have trouble here again. I constantly hear that people learn better what they prepare their lectures on, and certainly you are free to prepare lectures on everything, but only post 1/4 of that week's readings. You can pick the quarter you wish to do. I'm a responsible employee by law. If I think something is going on, I have to report it. That's listed there. I cannot discriminate against people, and nor would I ever want to. And that's described there. So these are boilerplate statements that faculty are supposed to put on their pages. But I firmly believe in both. Now, you have a writing assignment. You have like roughly a month to do it in. The sooner the better, though, because again, there's research to learning, and it's been found that if people do this assignment, particularly some people, will perform better academically, and that's what we're all here for. So let's take a quick look at this. There's a link. It will take you to the writing assignment. Now, let me say this about that. All the questions in the writing assignment are right here. I'm a big fan of Google Docs. You can use Word if you want to, but Google Docs are your friend. You can just copy this out, paste it in there, and write your answers here at your convenience. There's a form for submitting your answers, and here's the form. And you fill this out. It would be, I think, borderline insane for you to attempt to answer the questions as you fill out this form. You'll feel too constrained. It's too weird. So again, what I recommend is you copy this out into a document, answer the questions here, and then when you're done, open up the form and copy and paste your answers in. There's no grading on this, although, death to you if you don't do it. It's for your benefit. It's to make you think about your life and time and career goals and important stuff. I'm a neuroscientist, so this is not my shtick, counseling type stuff. But there's a science to this, and it will improve your academic performance, at least some of you. So you have to do this, and I vote the sooner you do it, the better. But you have about a month. What did I just do? Okay, we're doing the syllabus, right? So You're not going to be tested on figures. Oh, I'm sorry. We're still up here in lecture outlines and YouTube student presentations. So it says Thursday here. That's a lie. It's really Tuesday. Watch me fix it. So by Tuesday, you write a little outline, just an outline. You don't turn into a scribe and rewrite the chapter. It's just like like I do when I'm giving a lecture. It's talking points. You assume that the other person will read the material. It's not your job to teach it all. You're just overviewing it. Don't get stressed. Having done that outline, you crank up the technology of your choice and record a YouTube video of that assignment. Now, you will never see my face, I think, in my recordings because I teach. This is how I teach my classes. If I were there live with you, I would be standing at the computer at the front of the room. This page would be on the projector, and I would be lecturing on this page. This is how I teach all my classes. Now, you guys probably don't have the book online. You could, if you had a separate video camera, you could turn it on the book, but or you could, show yourself. It's up to you. Make sure when you post your YouTube videos that they're public so other people um, with the link can see them. In another one of my classes, somebody actually developed a following from their presentations. But maybe this will be the start of you being a blogger or a YouTube celeb. So don't get stressed by it. You're not being graded. This is really just a learning mechanism that I recommend you use for everything that will help you learn the material better. Assigned readings, unless specifically assigned, you won't be tested on information that's only in the figure or table unless I assign it. Some of the figures in the book have all, a blizzard of numbers. No rational human being would assess you on that. But do look at them, let them wash over you. Comprehensive final. Notice in bold it says all students must take it in its entirety. Amen and amen. But there's 3 major sections to the course. And you can use your individual grade on that section of the comprehensive final to challenge your semester grade. You'll see that just a bit down below. So you must take the entire final. Here's the challenge option. You may opt to challenge, that is, replace one and only one semester block grade with the appropriate curve score from the final. The semester exam block grade and the final will be compared, and the higher will be used in calculating your course grade. Therefore, it can't lower your grade. It just makes work for me. Don't worry about it. Grading. There's no extra credit. The presentations you make are not extra credit. There is no extra credit. It's you and the textbook and the quizzes and the final. 67% for the quizzes, 33% for the final. 67 is a lot like 66. 1/3 of 66 is 22. That number will become important when we look at the challenge in a little bit. So there's numbers in grading, and you may recognize that these are minus grades. They're a lot like the school's grading system: 4.0, 3.0, 3.67, 2.67. That's where I get it from. And it's a little odd when you're first exposed to it if you've never had me before, but it becomes pretty easy to deal with, and it empowers you. You know exactly what your grade will be. I don't care how many people get A's or B's or anything else. I don't care about percentage of earned points. Within limits, I do, but as many people can get A's as can get A's. And there's where the grades come from. 4 above, and there's a table. 4 and above is an A and A minus. And again, this is right out of the school catalog. So if you have a straight A average, you have a 4.0. If you get an A minus in a course, you have a 3.67 right out of the school catalog. And 3 blocks to the semester, they're in the calendar. And I've already mentioned that we have a quiz system, no semester grades. Study questions. You are not going to put those in. So, quizzes, study questions at the end of the chapter. This textbook is not very big on that. So I'm still going to take that out of here. This book doesn't have excellent study questions. So it's more like a normal course. You just read the chapter and learn it. And the comprehensive final, there'll be a lot of essay questions. There will be other formats too. And as I said, there'll be 3 sections. Each block is 22% of the grade if you're challenging. So, oh my God, this is very confused. I will have to change this. Trust me, I will change it. The final is worth 33. Semester exams are worth 67. If you have a good challenge, that is, you go up on your challenge, that's worth 22 because 22 is 1/3 of 66. And 22 plus 33 means the final could be worth 55% of your course grade. And there's a little discussion of grading system here for quizzes. My quizzes are going to be more jumbled than this. They won't be all essays, but they will be evenly distributed and will go into the 67% that is the quiz grades. And again, the 67% is divided into 3 blocks, roughly 22% each. Here's a calendar of events. So this week, by Thursday, you should do your lecture outlines. We're also doing chapter 1. This is getting up to about a half hour. I think I'll cut it at the end of the syllabus and then do a separate one for chapter 1. Chapter 1 does touch on a lot of points, and so will I. So, this is a little bit fluid, but this is what we'll be doing every week. Next week is a big week for me. February 12th is Darwin Day. I'm excited. You don't have to be. So there's the calendar for the semester. If the D2L doesn't have a discussion thread for your contributions for the first week, it will soon. I recommend that you write your outlines in like a Google Doc, make it public, and then just share the link. If you want to, you can copy and paste your outlines in the discussion board. It'll be a little bit ugly, but you can do it. And don't forget to include your link to your YouTube lecture. Make sure that can be viewed by anyone who has access to the link. So I think I'm about to draw this to a close. Let's see what we have up on D2L right now. So there's the home page. And let's see what we have for discussions. Oh, yes, we have random topics, and I'm sure you have questions. Questions that affect the whole class, and most will. you should put here. And I'll answer here. If you have a private question that affects only you, just email me, and we can do that there. A little have patience poster, and there's the heading for the links for your weekly posts. Trust me, they'll be there shortly. I hope you trust me. I never attempt to be sneaky. So I think I will draw this to a close with the syllabus so it breaks up easily. And then I'll start with chapter 1. So goodbye, but there'll be a second lecture here shortly.